What is up, everybody? Welcome back. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, whenever you're watching it. We're back with the Week 3 rundown for college football. An interesting week, nothing too crazy going on, but this week we've got Ryan on to talk some college football. Obviously, Michael not doing too well this week. We'll get him back soon. For now, I got Ryan in to do some more football talking. We had an interesting week, nothing too crazy. Nothing like week 4. That's going to be a crazy one. Stay tuned for that because that's going to be a great show. But still some good games, some good narratives, some good storylines nonetheless. And without further ado, let's just get straight into this. Obviously, the game that everybody's talking about after last weekend. Number 18 Colorado, unranked Colorado State. Big rivalry game, a lot of smack talk between the two. And Colorado State backed it up. You know, they go down to the wire. 43-35, they lose in double overtime. Travis Hunter gets injured. Nonetheless, though, a very intriguing game, even though it kept me up until 2 in the morning. But who cares, right? It was an interesting game. Shador definitely put on a show, but, you know, it really goes two ways with this Colorado team. But after going 3-0 now, will the Buffaloes be able to contend with the upcoming top tier of college football teams that are on the schedule? Do you think, Ryan? I mean, let's just take a
In
look
how many
here.
languages can I say no?
Yeah, I mean,
No.
let's take a look at
They're done.
The rankings here for what we're looking at. When we see this team right here, number 10 Oregon, and we see number 5 Southern California USC, and we'd see number 11 Utah, number 8 Washington, number 14 Oregon State, and number 21 Washington State
They're
at the
still
bottom.
gonna have a losing record.
Yeah, these are all teams that they have to play coming up. And okay, I get it. You know, Dion has done great things for Colorado. They have every right to be super happy as a fan base. You know, they have a bright future. Bright future, okay? Not a bright present. They look good right now. They've got good skill position players here and there, but especially with no Travis Hunter, no, you cannot contend with the top teams. You have played
Oregon's gonna
TCU.
rout them.
Oh my God, you played TCU, Nebraska.
Yeah,
And
TCU. I don't
Colorado
know how they're
State.
ranked that high to start. That was part of the issue with the hype train. TCU was ranked abnormally high.
Yeah, and it's respect because you're not
I
going to
understand
unrank
why,
someone who
but
made the national
yeah.
championship. But you retained 3 players from your national championship team. This
No,
is not.
it's not like you kept the QB. If you keep the
Yes, exactly.
QB,
You
you
didn't
know,
keep the
like
QB. You didn't keep the star wide receiver. You didn't keep the star defenders, the running back. You didn't keep anybody. You know, kept the coach. That was it. So, and Nebraska is Nebraska. They don't deserve to be
Nebraska's
talked
not even
about.
a team, bro. They're not even a team. They're an
Yeah.
embarrassment to college
And
football.
Colorado State is a bottom 25 team. All you can make the argument that all 3 of the teams they played are at least bottom like 35.
Colorado State, I thought they were an FCS team.
Yeah, and Colorado State and Nebraska are definitely bottom 25 teams in the in college football. I mean, it's ridiculous. The hype train is getting a little out of hand with as much respect as Dion is owed for
Yeah,
the
but you know it's
turnaround.
ending.
It is, and it's here where we can just chill on the hype train a little bit, hopefully, because this Oregon game is coming up.
Oregon's 3 touchdown favorites.
We'll talk about our pick'em later, but I mean, Oregon it's in Oregon too. It's not even in Colorado. I mean,
I think 21 is a nice line.
maybe Colorado gets some throws off here and there because we did see other teams keep it close with Oregon. So
Yeah, but
maybe
no
it's a
Hunter.
little
That's
close.
the thing. No Hunter for USC or Oregon.
Yeah, man. I mean, brutal. That was the worst time to lose them. I mean, I don't think they're just not ready yet to contend with these top teams. We've
They
hyped
were
them up.
going to get blown out regardless, Hunter or not.
Agreed. Yeah, we hyped them up a little too heavy, you know, and it happens. This happens every now and then. Dion deserves some of the hype, but we're gonna have to cool it down after these next few weeks. And while I have before I get into the Georgia stuff, because that was actually a pretty good game, between number 1 ranked Georgia and South Carolina. New AP poll dropped. Obviously we've got it right up here for everybody to see. For the ones that couldn't see before, I didn't mention UCLA under Washington State because they weren't on the screen. That's yet another ranked team that
Another
Colorado
game.
has to play.
No.
Pac-12 beyond loaded. I'm the guy who called that in the offseason. Pac-12 would be the best conference this year. Oh my gosh, no guys, don't everyone applaud me for my amazing take at once. But it seems like it's been proven to fruition.
Not the SEC. I'll
But
tell you
yeah,
that.
Florida slipped in the rankings. I thought they kind of deserved it. I'll give it to them. It was a good win against Tennessee. I'll give you
They
the credit
weren't
here
ranked
and
in
there.
the coaches poll, right? Florida.
Who?
Florida. They're
No,
only
they weren't
ranked in
ranked
the
in
AP.
anything. They were just outside, but no, I'll give them their credit. They deserve that 25th. They earned it. But we see this up here. This top 10 is just so loaded. Even these two, like right here, Oregon and Utah. Even those two, man. I mean, we've got a good season ahead of us. But I'm getting off topic. Ryan, AP poll is out. Do you have any issues with any of the rankings here?
I have an issue that Alabama is 13.
Okay. Yeah, talk to me. Why do you have an issue with
They
that?
should be like 2010. They should be. I don't even think they should be ranked. Now it's
Uh,
Alabama. They're always going to be
yeah.
ranked.
And they
But
do
hear
have
me
a
out.
winning record.
They're getting killed by Ole Miss in Tuscaloosa next week.
Yeah,
They
I
are
mean,
getting embarrassed at home.
when you look at the ranking, obviously you lost to Texas, who's ranked to number 3, so they can't really kill you over a loss to Texas.
Ole
We'll
Miss is
see.
going in
With,
there and stomping. Lane Kiffin getting his revenge.
do you think Ole Miss is up to that challenge? Though I don't think Ole Miss is up to that challenge. I
I
think
don't,
Alabama gets them.
but I don't think you understand how bad Alabama's offense is.
It's
It's
fair.
terrible.
That's fair. And any other problems on this thing?
Let's see. Oh shit. I mean Notre Dame, they're always a fraud, but I mean they're 4-0.
This year is I'm not. I know. We say this all the time. This year, I think
Until they
they're
get into a
different.
bowl game, and then you'll see.
I do think I just think Sam Hartman is so much better than anybody they've ever had. He's NFL caliber, Ryan. And I think we can both acknowledge that. I mean, this guy
I
is a
agree.
beast. He's a crazy transfer. They have not last year. They had Tyler Buckner, who we just saw what he did against South Florida. I don't know if you paid attention to that, but a whole lot of that. So I don't know. I
And
like
I think a really good game, Week 6, is Miami should be 5-0 going into play UNC, and that
okay.
should be at
That's
the
a good
time.
game.
That should be at the time 2 top 15 teams. I think we'll move up once we're 5-0. I think North
Yeah,
Carolina will move up.
I think some other teams up there are going to lose too. That are going to give you the
Yeah, that's what
opportunity
I'm
to move
saying. We'll
up.
slowly keep creeping up. So I think that game will
Hey,
both be top
Miami's
15.
proving me wrong. I got to give it to them. They haven't played. I mean,
We
Texas
haven't played
A&M
this
was
good in
good.
years. Like
But
last
is
2
Texas
preseasons.
A&M? Here's the issue: is Texas A&M a good benchmark to pin your success against? Because if we see them keep tumbling throughout the year, how good is that win going to look?
I agree. I mean, they could keep tumbling throughout the year. I think
That's the only thing that scares
regardless,
me.
Jimbo gets fired. I think this is they're
Yeah,
done with Jimbo.
yeah, I think so too. He's
They
just
haven't even played the SEC teams. Once they start getting whooped by some SEC teams, Jimbo's had a top 10 recruiting class every year.
every year. He had one of the best recruiting classes of all time in my class, the class of 2022.
Yeah, and didn't he have? He's had some not even top 10, like top 1, top 2, like.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's the fact for me that with the new offensive coordinator, Van Dyke doesn't look awful. He
No,
looked
yeah,
god
yeah.
awful last
It
year.
plays a big role for sure.
Yeah, he looked terrible last year, like
And
terrible.
you know what? I gotta say, this game that you just brought up, Miami and North Carolina, I'm gonna pick Miami. I really am. I don't think North Carolina's that good. For some reason, Appalachian State has North Carolina's number.
Every
And these
year.
last 2 years, they've just been fighting it out. I don't know. I'm gonna take Miami in that game. I'm not gonna lie. I think Miami and FSU is finally gonna be a much better game. But
Yeah, but Miami, we're
what
going to
sucks is
Tallahassee.
Miami's
I
got to
don't.
go on the road this year.
That's the issue. We have to
Last
go to
year was your
Tallahassee.
chance. Now you got to go to Doak. I don't think it goes your
And I
way.
think Miami can beat Clemson in Miami because
I
Clemson
hope
doesn't
so.
look good.
I hope they beat Clemson in Miami.
I do too. Clemson doesn't look good.
Duke, watch out for Duke on that schedule. By the way, I think you play Duke, right?
Yeah, we do play. No, this year we actually don't play Duke.
Oh no, FSU
Because
plays
remember, the
Duke.
ACC went from the 2 divisions where we
To
played Duke,
nothing. Yeah,
Pittsburgh. Now it's everything. So we're playing this year 2 teams we never play, which is Louisville and Boston College. Boston College sucks. They
yeah.
almost beat FSU, but
Well, I mean, yeah, but Boston College and FSU have history, and I will give it to Boston College.
they
Offensive
play way
line,
better than I expected.
Boston College O line is very good. Quarterback showed a lot of potential. This is not the same quarterback who's been there the past few years. This guy's totally different. So I will give Boston College credit. At home, they played very good. and that's a meaningful game for them too because it's their post 9/11 game.
Yeah, the bandana.
Yeah,
They had the
a
jersey.
lot of factors going into that, but
Yeah.
ACC looking better than we thought. My only problem with the AP poll, Colorado at 19. I get it, you're 3 and
They're
0,
not
but
going to be ranked next week.
but
Don't worry
you have
about it. Don't
bad
sweat it.
wins, and you only moved down one spot. I think Miami should be ahead of you. I think Washington State should be ahead of you.
That's one of
UCLA
the
could be
teams
ahead of
Miami
you.
going to jump.
And you know what? I think Iowa should be ahead of you. I think that's one of those teams that's going under the radar right now. Iowa having a very productive year with their new quarterback, Cade McNamara, and a revamped defense. Watch out for them this weekend against Penn State. I'm going to put Penn State on upset watch right now. I'm just saying that.
And honestly, Florida, speaking of Florida,
They
their
look decent.
schedule for an SEC team is not bad.
It's not bad, but it does not favor them very well. I mean, you
No,
got
I
a
mean, they
couple
play
good
Georgia.
games coming up, but after these next few games, you run a gauntlet the rest of the way, and it's not looking pretty.
Yeah, but ranked-wise, compared to when Alabama plays, they're
Yeah.
only playing Georgia, LSU, and FSU.
Yeah, there's some other games on there, though, I think are going to be
Yeah, no, obviously some tough non-ranked. Kentucky always has their number, but considering, looking at what Colorado's got, Colorado has more ranked games left than they do unranked.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
So.
With that being said, though, we'll do away with the AP Top 25 for now. I want to ask you quick about the Georgia game. You saw first half, second half, two totally different games. They go into halftime losing 14-3. They come out of it and they look like 2021 Georgia all over again, and they win 24-14. I know it's early in the season, but do we really have anything to be worried about with this Georgia team?
I mean, not yet with their current schedule, but I don't know if this is last year's Georgia team or the year before.
Yeah, no, it's not. I mean, you lose. You get how many guys drafted off the defense? Yeah. It's only a matter of time before you.
And your start tight end, quarterback.
Well, tight end is there still though. Brock Bowers is there.
Well, I'm saying they had Darnell.
Oh yeah, true. But they had those two in
big boy
tandem. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not too worried about them, but I think it's not that it's cause for pause, but I don't know. I want to see.
Their only ranked games left are Florida, Ole Miss, and Tennessee. They don't have Bama. They don't have
not even LSU. So
no, they'll be fine.
I just got to see Carson Beck take a couple steps forward. I got to see somebody who's not Brock Bowers step up. Just stuff like that, little things that'll make me feel better about this team going forward. I did pick them when Michael and I did our episode a couple months ago. I picked Georgia to win the national championship in three-peat. I just got to ask you while you're on. This is your first time talking college football with us. Who's your national championship pick this year?
Honestly, if you asked me before the season, I would have probably said Georgia, but I don't know if I have a clear-cut favorite this year with how wonky everyone looks.
It is. It's wonky this year, but I love it. I'm not going to lie.
I can't bet against Caleb Williams, though. I hate USC, but I love Caleb Williams.
Okay, so USC, that's the pick?
If USC can survive the Pac-12, which
is packed.
Saying that is crazy.
Yeah.
But, bro, I mean, just for USC, right? They play 19 Colorado. Colorado's won't be ranked, though, when they play. You go to number 9 Notre Dame. You play 11
They might
Utah.
lose. I think they might lose this Notre Dame game because Notre Dame, like I just said, is a different team.
Yeah. And then this is how you end the season. 8 Washington, at 10 Oregon, and home against 22 UCLA. If
UCLA,
they somehow
do not sleep on UCLA and Dante Moore.
If USC has one loss, they should be in the CFB.
Yeah, it depends when that one loss comes, though.
Yeah, but that kind of schedule,
like if it comes to Notre Dame and then you go on and you win the Pac-12 championship, I'm good. I'm good with that. You can slip in. Depending on what the circumstances are.
Don't drop it to Cal, and then
don't drop it to Cal, and don't lose it in the big game like you did last year.
If you lose to Colorado, Caleb Williams should rest the rest of the season and go to the league.
But they can't do what they did last year, where they make the game and then lose to Utah, and Cam Rising just dominates them.
I was with Michael and UF during that game. That was crazy.
Yeah,
that was after the UF.
game. We might all be at that FSU UF game at the end of the year. Get a live video going.
You're coming, aren't you?
I hope so. Yeah, I gotta give him a call and talk about a ticket.
Okay, yeah, I'm already there, bro.
So, I mean, we might have some live.
Get your situation figured out. I'm there.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be there, but I better get a ticket to get to the game. Then we'll have.
And that game gonna be crazy. If UF can stay
Hell yeah.
decent, FSU's already.
We'll be good. But with that being said, we'll touch a little bit on this Alabama QB situation because me and you already kind of went back and forth about that. But man, what do they do at QB?
Nick Saban, I don't know what he's doing. He ruined the first guy's confidence. Then he put a second guy in, ruined his confidence. Then he put a third guy.
Horrible, ruin his confidence. I don't care. Kick him out.
They're all horrible.
I think Milroe.
You don't do that. You don't do that.
No, I think Milroe gives them the best chance to win. I'm interested in Ty Simpson. I think he's a 5-star sophomore. Like the guy has potential. He's just kind of buried on the depth chart right now. I think he has potential.
The Notre Dame kid sucks.
No, he sucks. Yeah, he only went there because of the offensive coordinator. Bench him, third string, do some leadership in the locker room or something. I'm scared, though, for that.
I don't know how Alabama couldn't get better quarterbacks. They're Alabama.
I mean, Ty Simpson was a 5-star. They get the quarterbacks. They just don't pan out. It must be development at this point.
I mean, they had a hot streak. They had Tua, Hurts, Mac Jones.
It's going to last forever, though. Look at Ohio State, too.
Yeah. Ohio State's, man, they don't look good in the league. That's the issue with Ohio State. Ohio State, they get drafted high, but they never pan out.
No, because
you have Jalen Hurts who's balling, Tua balling, Mac Jones. I don't like him personally.
No, I mean,
but they have 3 starters in the league.
Yeah, I mean,
in a league with 32 starters, they have 3 in the last 5 years.
And speaking of worry meter, or how much we're worrying, we're gonna play a little worry meter game. I'm going to throw a couple. I'll only do the ranked teams, of course.
Yeah.
I'll throw them at you. You tell me 1 to 10 how worried you are about them. Let's just start with Bama.
For this week or for the season?
I'll go for the season. I'm going to go for the season. For this week, it would be
totally different. This week we have a lot of ranked on ranked.
I'm going to say for the season, Alabama 1 to 10. What's your worry?
10.
Yeah.
I've never seen an Alabama team look this bad, and I don't even remember.
Me neither.
Since maybe I started watching college football, I mean, they've never been bad, like bad. They almost lost to USF, SF, South Florida, Tampa.
Not even FSU, USF, not UCF.
Not the fake national champions, like USF, the Bulls, the St. Petersburg Borough, like crazy. You agree with me on that?
I do. I 100% agree with you on that. I think it's 10-2. Ohio State is an interesting one.
Ohio State. They haven't wowed me, but I will say this. They go to number 9 Notre Dame. They lose that game. I give them a 5 right now because it honestly depends on this week.
I'm going to say 6. I don't like McCord. I don't feel like he's gelling with the receivers well. I know they had a big win.
He's not.
But that game was a little contested for a while. I don't know. I'm not.
This is a big game for them. This is probably game of the week. Game of the week, in my opinion.
Yeah, it has to be game of the week. I mean, this is 2 top 10 going at it. I mean,
night game in South Bend.
Yeah. What about Colorado? What's their worry meter?
30 out of 10. They're done. They're done. The hype's over.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting into the real opponents now. You had your fun. But I
genuinely think they might win 1 to 2 games the rest of the year.
Yeah, they have a few gimmies like Arizona State, Stanford. So maybe you get some of those. But for the most part, I mean, it looks like you're kind of done for the season.
They're done. And remember, Sanders is going to leave next year once his son
graduates. We'll see. I think his dad and Travis, I think that
I'm talking about the dad. He'll stay another year. He's not going anywhere. And then the dad will leave after he leaves.
No, because I think Shedeur is going to stay 1 more year to play with Travis and play this whole thing out. I don't think he's going to.
I'm saying Travis and Shedeur come back. They play their senior years. After that, Primetime's gone. He ain't staying in Colorado just to coach random kids. So next year might be their year.
Maybe get another recruiting class.
Get some more recruits,
more gel,
and then they're done.
What about North Carolina?
I'd say the worry meter not high yet because they're still playing bum teams.
Yeah,
but they haven't necessarily wowed me for being the 17th ranked team in the country.
Yeah, me neither. But they have their moments. Obviously, when you got a guy like Drake May up there, It is what it is. They're going to give you the credit as long
I'll
as
give
you.
them a 5 also.
I agree. I'll give them a 4-5. And how about Georgia? I know we talked about it a little bit, but what's your worry meter like on them?
With their schedule and their defense, I mean, 2. They play UAB. They're going to win by 50. Then they play Auburn, Kentucky, Vanderbilt. I mean,
Yeah, I gotta agree. And
they got to, even though they're not where they should be, they're not like Alabama, where Alabama got to play Ole Miss this week. They're playing cupcakes for a little while.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, we'll throw one more out there. Looking at the top, what about Michigan? Is there anything for them to worry about? I know you got Harbaugh in his suspension. You haven't looked great, but you haven't really played anybody. You're just getting the job done right now, kind of. Is there any reason to worry for Michigan fans?
No, they're not playing anybody till they don't play anyone till the end of the season. Their only ranked games are Penn State and Ohio State, and they're both in the last 3 weeks.
That's what it's like now in these.
They have a cupcake schedule.
Yeah.
They play Nebraska, which isn't even a team, in 2 weeks. So.
All right, well that was it for my worry meter game. Now as we were talking about, we're just gonna move to our last segment, or second to last. We'll do a pick 'em too. But what's the most anticipated games of the week? Who are we looking at this week? And we're like, this is a must watch game. I gotta be here on my couch at this time. What are
let's
like
go
2 to
down
3
from
games? What are like 2 to 3 games this weekend?
Let's plan the day.
Yeah.
So let me look at the 1 p.m. slate, see what we got here. I think Florida State Clemson could be interesting.
Oh, FSU Clemson's going to be a good game. The line is close. I'm shaking in my boots. I don't like this at all.
Because Clemson, this could be, they win this and then they're back. You know, like
if they win this, they're 100% back, and it's scary. I'm scared. I will admit.
So I think for 12 o'clock, personally, I'll be watching Florida State Clemson.
Yeah, agreed.
And then 3:30, Oregon, Colorado. I will be tuning in just to watch the blowout.
At least tune in. You gotta watch.
You gotta watch the blowout. You gotta watch it. You gotta respect it. But the game that you should be watching is Ole Miss, Alabama.
I agree. Hey, do not sleep on UCLA and Utah.
The West Coast teams don't get my attention like
It's not as eye-popping, but ranked on ranked, 2 pretty good quarterbacks. I mean, it's not the worst game.
Not over Ole Miss and Bama, not over Colorado.
No, I agree. Ole Miss and Bama. And
if you have Colorado. 3 TVs, put it on the bottom TV. You don't really look at. You know,
I'll put it on my phone while my computer and
put it on
TV
the laptop on the side. You know, and then, I mean, that's pretty much it for the early slate. And then nighttime. I mean, I think Oregon State, Washington State will be interesting. Me personally, though, everyone will be watching Ohio State, Notre Dame.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. But when Michael and I did our preseason video, Oregon State, even going back to last year, going into the bowl games, Oregon State is the team that I have been repping. They are my sleeper pick. I think they're going to go a lot further than people are expecting. I think they're built really well.
Now, let me ask. Did you like Clemson? Because Clemson's quarterback's their quarterback. The DJ,
is he the chancellor? I didn't like him
I didn't like him either. He was trash.
But I didn't think it was all his fault. I thought he was still very talented. And look, I mean, I think we held Clemson to a different standard last year. So we say, he's going from a national championship contender to Oregon State. Obviously, he'll be better than anything they've had. And that's been true. You know, he's been better than anything they could have asked for. That O-line is incredible at Oregon State. I mean, they give him all the time in the world. He's got some real speedsters. The defense, going back to last year, is a beast. Watch out for Oregon State to make some noise. You're in the Pac-12, so your schedule is going to let you get the chance. They're a sleeper team. I've been saying.
I think Iowa, Penn State night game, whiteout in the big house.
You're reading my mind. I think that's another.
I will tune in if Iowa's like keeping it close. I'll tune in.
We're gonna do some like upset alerts in a minute, and that is I mean, man, we've got such a weekend.
That's the whiteout where that whole place is craziest environment.
I hate that it's on the road because I think if it was at home, Iowa would actually have a pretty good chance at winning this game.
Yeah, Iowa's a great home.
They're a great home team. I mean, they've got a great home crowd. They do a lot of damage at home, but man, there's just so many good games. I'm looking. You've got 7:30. How do I choose between Iowa, Penn State, Ohio State, Notre Dame? I mean, we've got
Ohio State, Notre Dame's the classic, though. You can't.
Yeah, no, that's where I'll be. I'll be there.
Yeah.
Oregon, Washington State at 7 to keep me busy in the meantime. I mean, man, there's just We're eating this weekend. That's all I can say. Is
And
we
then
are
you
eating.
always, I mean, I'm not saying it will be Texas at Baylor. That's one of
It
those
could be
in
decent. It
state.
could be
Maybe
decent.
Baylor cooks something up,
Could be, yeah. I mean, but it's crazy though. I mean, which if you had to give me 3 games, what are your 3 most anticipated games?
Well, for me, it's got to be Bama, Ole Miss, Colorado, Oregon, and then Ohio State, Notre Dame.
Yeah, agreed. I have the
And
same
they're all
three,
at different times.
which is perfect.
So,
But with that being said, now that we've gotten all our favorite games out of the way, our most anticipated matchups. Who's on upset alert? You got 3 picks. I'm gonna hold you to these 3 teams that are playing this Saturday that you think are on upset alert.
Florida State. Only
Okay.
saying that because
No, it's a
Boston
fair pick.
College was close, and Clemson's better than Boston College. Not saying Clemson's good.
But we saw what happened against Duke, and we saw how the other two kept it close for a bit.
I definitely think Florida State upset alert. Not saying they're gonna
Yeah, no,
lose.
I'm with you.
They're
It's on.
way
It's
better,
on
way
the
more
way.
talented this year. I gotta go Clemson.
Wait, you can't
Look,
have both on upset
oh well,
alert.
Alabama,
Yeah.
Alabama. I don't even know if that's cheating, but Alabama.
No.
And
Agreed.
then for the night game, I mean, maybe I could say Penn State, but I can't see them losing at home. I can't see them losing at home, bro.
Yeah, I mean those are all good picks. For my 3, I mean we got a lot to work with here. I agree with
Tons.
FSU, but my personal bias is not gonna let me.
Yeah, you're not gonna pick against your own team. Like I'm not gonna pick Temple to beat Miami this week,
Right.
even though we're going to Temple. Like I'm not
And
gonna.
Temple's 2-1, so who knows?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not picking Temple.
I'm gonna say Utah's on upset alert. They haven't looked amazing so far this year, even with Cam back, and UCLA is legit. They're
Yeah,
22
that's a good
right
one.
now. Dante Moore is a 5-star freshman who's playing really good. 7 TDs, 1 interception. That's really impressive for a true freshman. I'm putting Utah on upset alert. I'm putting Penn State. I'm gonna go all the way put 2 and put Penn State. I think Iowa has a real chance to keep this competitive. And man, I mean, there's a couple choices I want to. I don't want to do anything like too contested.
Yeah,
Um,
like you can't
'cause,
do
like,
Ohio State, Notre
right, like
Dame.
I mean, that's not really an upset.
Yeah, that's what
Whoever
I'm saying.
loses has the right, like nothing crazy. I mean, when I look over this, I'm gonna say Oklahoma, Cincinnati. They got Luke Fickle now. They got a new coach. Or no,
Oklahoma
they
even
lost their
ranked?
coach. They lost their coach, right?
Oh yeah,
Because he went to
Oklahoma.
Wisconsin. Yeah, I don't know. This is a rough little upset because I don't want to put FSU, so I'm kind of beating around the bush.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. They're still 15-point favorite. I mean, if I had to personally pick another one that I think could be a potential upset, I mean, I'm just
Man,
looking
no,
around the ranked games, kind of see
Oregon
what.
State, Washington State, of course.
Yeah, but I mean, they're within. Like, I'm not gonna
Yeah,
call that an upset.
me neither.
I mean, if I had to go out on a limb, maybe Texas going to Baylor.
Yeah, I mean, Wyoming just kept it close for a while.
Yeah.
Um, I'm gonna say Oklahoma. Just 2-1, 3-0. Cincinnati's always a decent team. The line is only 14.5. It's in Cincinnati. I'll put Oklahoma on upset alert.
You know, it's crazy. The Colorado game next week against USC. It's
Yeah,
11 a.m. or
I
9
saw
a.m.
that.
local or
Yeah,
10 a.m. local.
so that's what 12. Well, I mean that's what 12
Well,
for
it's
us.
12 for us, but it's 9 or 10 there.
And that's what you got to do when you're on the Fox Noon primetime slot where they put Colorado every weekend.
Yeah, but you understand, with Hunter healthy, they would have put that game at 10. They would put the game at 8 p.m. ABC night
Yeah,
game.
I was gonna say they wouldn't do 10 because you're gonna lose all the East Coast
Yeah,
viewers.
it would be the later, not the 7. It would be the 8.
Yeah, you're right. Well, I haven't checked out next
That would have
week's.
been game of the year.
Yeah,
In my
I
opinion.
haven't checked out that whole next week's slate, so I'm interested to see what other games would
I was
compete
only
for that
interested in that
spot.
because, like, I picked that matchup and I'm like, bro, if they have Hunter and they beat Oregon, they
Hey,
would
who
have
knows?
both been
Maybe
top
he comes
10.
back healthy. Who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, early. But with that being said, Ryan, you got anything you want to add before we wrap this up? We don't need anything too lengthy today. It was a rough week last week, but we're just focused on this crazy week 4.
Yeah, I'm just happy. A lot of good games this week. definitely going to be entertaining nonstop.
Oh,
Like
100%.
you saw bangers 12, bangers 3, bangers 7, bangers
Yeah, we're gonna have a lot to revisit after next week.
So I'm very happy with this upcoming schedule.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to everything. As always, thank you for coming on. I know we've been having you a lot recently. You're a football guy now. I mean, we're putting you to work.
Happy to be here.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in. Remember the usual: like, subscribe, comment what you want to see more of. We cannot wait to get back to you next week. Show us some love. Again, thank you everybody for 100. Thank you everybody for viewing and showing love to the content. And I can't wait to keep bringing you guys more stuff. Until next time.